Yeah, welcome back! I know, last time we actually finished Baldur's Gate 3, but it's almost like Christmas. We got patch 5 of Baldur's Gate 3 and there's a whole new extended epilogue in that, and yeah, I really wanted to play it and I thought it would be lovely to just share that experience with you, and I hope you're excited as I am, cause yeah, I'm like a little child at Christmas on Christmas Eve, and beyond excited. So I'm really looking forward to it, to see my party again, to see my love Gale again, and all the other things to get like a nicer closure. And I could go on rambling and rambling, but let's just continue. That was so cool when they dropped that they are going to redo the epilogue, and it's here. Load faster.
You and Gale have made a home for yourselves in Waterdeep. Sometimes it isn't clear what he loves more, his research or you.
Aww.
When he looks into your eyes or up at the stars while he sits by your side, you know the answer. One such night, your reveries are interrupted by an embarrassed apprentice delivering an urgent message written in a frail hand. An invitation to a gathering of former allies, those who stood with you against the Netherbrains 6 months ago. Gale the adventurer has quickly become Gale the academic, but he's all too happy to leave his tower for this meeting.
It's such a cool idea to have like a time skip and a meeting after that. Oh, nice! Carla and Will! Visiting from Avernus. I'm so excited.
Thou wert called here, some from above, some below.
Who
For
from
with
above?
thine bond, together thou hast kept the wheel of fate spinning when it threatened to halt. Though thou wert drawn far apart in the months after the collapse of the Absolute, tonight fate renews thy bond once more. Thou shouldst take care to preserve it. It is a great weapon, wielded in the hand of good. Go. Know one another once more.
It's so amazing. It's not even just a cutscene, it's playable. Awesome. I don't even know who to talk to first. I mean, come on, Scratch.
A familiar sight. Scratch can't quite speak around the thing he has in his
It's
hand.
our artifact. Nice. The Astral Prism. Now a dog toy. I'm really trying to get the voice right, but I'm just so happy and excited that it might be that Garrett's voice is a little bit more higher pitched. What you've got this time, Scratch? I wonder if he's staying with
I
us.
found this. It smelled like you, so I kept it. Seemed like something you might like to throw.
You know, I'd be happy to. But first, how have you been? Oh, it seems like he's not our dog anymore, if we ask how he's been.
Oh, I've been so good. I've got a nice home in the city now. A girl named Mindy says I'm her best friend. She's mine too. Also you and Albert. I've got so many best friends, I hardly know who to play with.
Ah, it's so cute. But I have to say, I wish we would have been able to just keep him or adopt him. I mean, we were his new master. I'm so glad to hear you've fared well since our travels together.
I certainly have, and I always will. Forever, I think.
Aw.
And so will you.
You know, let's not be a spoil sport and just take the prism and throw it around. Inert Astral Prism. maybe Tara objected to keeping Scratch. Might be. Come on, let's throw it. Come on, Scratch. Yeah. Okay. Ah. With a little bit of delay, I guess. Okay. Shadowheart, my friend.
There you are. Starting to wonder if you'd show up.
I also really like our outfits. They look really festive. Are you joking? I've been counting down the days. Oh wait. It could... Ah, come on, let's tease her. Shadowheart. Is it?
Hilarious. You could find work as a jester if you stumble upon a noble with more gold than taste. Well, come here, will you? It's been forever.
Are we hugging? We are hugging! Nice. Oh, that's so cool that you can do that. I miss that so often during playing. Ah.
You feel a little more substantial than before.
Hey.
Less camping and scrounging off the land, I take it.
You know, I'll take it as a compliment, and you look good too.
I suppose I do, don't I? I'm glad you seem well. Truly.
Ah, I'm so happy. Gotta say, the feeling's mutual. Good to see you again.
I had no doubt. But I'm glad to hear you say it all the same.
So, tell me what you have been up to. I'm dying to hear.
Wandering, mostly. The adventuring life is almost a tonic when you're not constantly threatened by brain monsters and cultists.
Nicer.
Finally see the world beyond the cloister.
Come on, tell all. Where have you been? What have you seen?
One of my first stops was the House of the Moon in Waterdeep.
Oh, it's
The
Luna.
largest temple of Selûne in existence. It seemed like the perfect spot to reflect on my parents,
Oh,
on where they came from. And where I came from too, I suppose. Hard to imagine, isn't it? Me, of all people, in the lair of the Moon Witch herself. God, your truest act of heroism was putting up with all that char and drivel I was spouting for so long.
it's so nice to see her. Yeah, just finding true freedom and true happiness, and trying to cope with everything that happened. You know, I'm sure your parents will be proud of you.
Oh, I know they are. I can still sense them, I think.
Oh.
And one day we'll be reunited.
So, what else have you been doing?
Well, I've had run-ins with my former fellow Sharans on a couple of occasions.
How fun!
Word seems to have spread of what happened at the cloister. Now other chapters of Shar worshippers see me as a prime target to offer up to their lady as a sacrifice.
Oh boy.
Don't worry. I know their tired old tricks better than anyone. They'll need more than a hooded cloak and poisoned blade to best me. Especially when I have a friend on the inside keeping me abreast of their predictable little plans.
Oh, that's so nice that she's still in contact with Nocturne. Oh. A friend on the inside. You mean Nocturne?
None other.
Oh.
The matter of her faith and allegiances remains complicated, let's say. But she is still my oldest friend. I have hopes that perhaps she might turn from Shar entirely given time. But that's a decision she will have to make for herself. If that day comes,
My
I'll be
shoulders
ready.
are too broad. Hey Mana-chan, nice to see you. Hey, hope you're well, and I'm loving the new epilogue and the additions of Fetch 5. Nice. Ooh, Minthara recruitable for good guys. That's cool. You must have been wondering what I've been doing this past while.
Must I? You presume a great deal.
What a throwback.
I'm joking. Of course I want to know. Tell me all.
I really like that Shadowheart really seems like a very close friend now. A teasing one, but a good friend nonetheless. I can't imagine Garon just staying all domestic, so I think he definitely goes still on adventures, so Garon boasts of adventures he's embarked on since they parted ways with her.
Do you ever rest? Think of all those poor, budding adventurers looking to make a name for themselves. Take some time off and give them a chance, why don't you? Hopefully these meetups will become a regular occurrence. It's not that I miss the tadpoles, but at least it brought us together.
Aww.
Now we've got to make the extra effort ourselves.
Second option. Getting a group of friends to regularly agree to a time and place can prove challenging. Sounds like a D&D reference, cause scheduling the next session is always challenging. Don't you worry, we'll definitely keep in touch.
I'm sure we will, but let's be proactive about it all the same. We're more than capable. After all, we've faced down bigger threats than wrangling together a few social calendars.
I love this.
Don't be a stranger.
Okay, so far so awesome. Oh, Shadowheart. I definitely think they're going to remain great friends and possibly also embark on another adventure sometime together. Of course with Gale. Come on, my owlbear.
Friend? Friend!
Aww.
You came! Big brother Scratch, too! Happy.
I wonder what he's up to. Like, what is our owlbear doing? Staying with who? And of course, first we're going to pet him. Oh. I think this animation is bugged. Oh, that's so cute. Even though there's no hand.
Yes. Miss this. More.
Oh. Well, you say big brother, but I think you're a lot bigger than Scratch now.
Yes. Big. But Scratch is smart. Teaches me many things. Like Big Brother.
Oh. Gotta say, I'm really glad Withers brought you here too.
Withers? No.
Withers.
You smell very delicious. Follow smell, find you.
Meeps. Interesting, so he wasn't invited. So, gotta ask, what have you been doing since last time we met?
Lots. Make friends with a turtle, a cat, a kraken.
Ooh.
Kraken eats my cat friend, so I bite,
Ooh.
kill. With shiny clothes, I am strong. Tired now. Want sleep. Want cave.
Relatable. Sounds like a hell of a turn. Ooh. We could suggest that he's going with either Halcyon or Shadowheart. I think because she's still adventuring, it would be awesome for Shadowheart to have him. You know, it sounds like you need someone to look after you. How about Shadowheart?
Nice lady. She gives pets and tasty things.
Aww.
I like her. I go to her.
Can we talk to Shadowheart about that?
I've missed wine. Had to resort to making my own cider recently, which isn't bad, don't get me wrong. But a girl can't have fun with apples alone.
Ooh. You know, I've a confession to make. I may have volunteered you for a little something.
Is that so? And what liberties did you decide to take exactly?
You know, I was hoping you might like a new companion. A rather large, feathered, and mostly well-mannered one.
The owlbear. Of course I'll have him.
Aww.
If he wants to come with me, that is. I'd have offered sooner, but everything was a blur after the battle. I thought he'd gone to roam free. Are you sure he'd want to join?
Ah, it's so
We're not
cute.
exactly settled anywhere right now. It could be dangerous at times.
I do wonder if you romance Shadowheart, can you like both adopt the owlbear? Huh. You know, I think that's hardly anything new for either of you. You love it, I'm sure.
All right then. It's settled. Oh, the things we'll get up to.
Ah. Hey, we can ask for another hug. You know, can I have another hug, please?
Come here.
Ah. That's very cute. And it's cool that we can give her the owlbear, unite them.
That hit the spot.
But
Don't be a stranger.
I wanted to ask her about the brewing.
You know, I never really imagined Withers as much of a party thrower. But then again, I suppose our camps weren't taking care of themselves while we were out gallivanting, were they? Hidden depths in that lovable husk.
Lovable husk. He's definitely been an asset, no doubt about it.
Indeed. Healing can only do so much. We'd likely be dead somewhere out in the wilderness if not for him.
Ah, it's been such a long time. Did I ever in my Let's Play, did I ever use Withers' healing powers? Ah, maybe in the very beginning, but I don't think beside that. Ah, sad, and we can't say anything about the brewing. You know, the only thing, it could stand to be a little less cryptic, perhaps.
Oh no, that's all part of the fun. You know me. I can't resist a bit of mystery.
True that.
Don't be a stranger.
Ah, it was just worth it just for this talk with Shadowheart. I love it. Okay, who are we going to talk to next? Hey, there's a cooking chest. Ooh,
Has a keen eye for a nice
angelic sign. One of my favorite outfits.
Why were we scrounging in barrels and crates for supplies when he could just
Ah, come on, let's go for Gale. And, ooh, Tara.
Made present. I'm glad for it. For this.
Oh, and even Lazelle seems to be enjoying herself and relaxing. Okay, Tara.
Oh, hello, darling. I wasn't sure you'd make it.
Aren't we basically living together? You know, I wanna miss the chance to see my old friends again.
Yes, you are a very social sort, aren't you? Gale's never been kept so busy in all his days. No wonder his studies are suffering. But such is the way of love, isn't it?
Is she jealous? You know, do I detect a hint of jealousy?
I suppose you do.
Or
All I ever wanted was for Gale to settle down. But now that he has, I miss him.
or that was more honest and sad than I imagined. You know, Tara, the life I share with Gale will always include you. You're the oldest and best friend.
Yes, I am. And you're a dear for putting up with this cranky old Tressim. I may show my claws now and then, but I hope I never scratch you too deeply. Gale, on the other hand, the way he leaves his potions in absolute disarray. I know for certain he wasn't raised in a barn, but you'd never know it. We must begin our campaign to set him on the straight and narrow when we return home. Now, Enjoy your party.
You don't know me, Tara.
Quite earned it, if the balladeers are to be believed.
Awesome. Probably Tara would also show us like all the, I don't know, embarrassing youth pictures of Gale.
You're quite certain I look acceptable? I can't remember when I last wore something other than my teaching robes. Feels a little odd to find myself in something so unsinged.
You're looking wonderful. You know me, I prefer you with your clothes off. I doubt... all those options are just gold. I doubt anyone here is judging your outfit. Well, perhaps Astarion. You know, you look as wonderful to me as you did on our wedding day.
That's a relief. I wasn't sure if I'd made too much of an effort. Or perhaps not enough.
You're just perfect.
If only you'd applied those efforts to that thing on your chin.
The day I shave this beard, Tara, is the day I shave you. For both our sakes, I hope it never comes. I won't keep you to myself for too long. But while I have you, I want to say thank you for encouraging me to attend this evening.
Aww.
Teaching at Blackstaff Academy has proven such an unexpected pleasure. Sometimes I find it hard to tear myself away. Just one of the myriad unexpected ways life has delighted me in recent months. Even my own city feels new to me, now that I share it with you.
Tell her, Gale, protect that beard. You know, probably because I make you put down your quill once in a while and enjoy it.
That you do. I've not had so much fun in Waterdeep since my own days as a Blackstaff apprentice. You've certainly made quite the impression on my friends down at the Yawning Portal.
Oh,
The
true.
last I heard, they were thinking of naming a drink after you.
Nice. His mark is gone, the Netherese orb mark, which makes
I'm
sense,
glad
but
you're happy
still.
there. When
See?
we met, our lives were rather different, and being here this evening, well, reminds me how much has changed. When our adventure began, our troop had no more in common than the worm in our brains. Standing here, now, I no longer see the people we were. Frightened, desperate, alone. We changed. We survived. And we did it together. I've missed them. I've missed this.
Aw. Yeah, I mean, what a change after traveling for... I don't know how canonically this whole adventure took. But quite a change. Especially we seem to have gotten quite domestic. So have I. Sometimes I wish our adventure never ended.
I wouldn't go quite that far. Living without the threat of imminent ceramorphosis seems infinitely preferable to life on the precipice of such a transformation.
Good point.
As I told you long ago, it is to be avoided. God knows we suffered for our salvation, but it was worth it, wasn't it? We did something incredible.
We met each
And
other.
wherever life takes us, we'll carry the memory of that with us forever. Now, much as I could spend an eternity in your company, we see plenty of each other already. Tempting as it is to keep you all to myself, would be terrible company if we didn't mingle for at least part of the evening.
I do wonder why the music is gone. It was just like one track. And I see the bard in the background. And of course we take the opportunity to kiss Gale. Nice.
I love you.
Love you too.
Now go on, before I change my mind.
Ah. That was very, very cute. Oh gosh, I'm loving this epilogue. Let's see if there's more dialogue.
I know my charm is intoxicating, but let's not be poor company. Go, have fun. I promise I'll stay out of trouble for one evening.
The go have fun also is kind of similar to the while we had the celebration with the tieflings and the druids when we couldn't romance him. Oh well. Ha. Okay, I would say let's go to the bard and ask for some more music.
So you made it!
Wow.
That really is a party.
Oh, I think I know who that is. Unless the name is just a coincidence. Is it? It's Divine Performance. I'm not really sure how to pronounce him in English. Let's call him Milile. Milile? Whatever. Milile. Is actually like a lesser deity of song. So one of the servants of Ogma. So, and I think with the name and with the divine performance, that's definitely him. Right?
Oh, hello. Let me guess, you've got some suggestions about the music choice.
Oh, he's not very happy. Tough gig.
You have no idea. You've no idea who I am. Withers couldn't even find a bard that knows who I am.
Milai Withers really pulled some strings. But we can't say that. You know, if I may ask, how do you know Withers? Or do we want to go for the bar deception one? Come on. Let's go for the bar deception one. But of course, I recognize the greatest bard of all time, the famous, you. Nice. That was closer than I expected.
You know? You're bloody right. It is an honor. Deep down, I knew you'd recognize me. You're a fellow bard, after all. What can I do you for?
Oh. True. Milai looks like Borislav Slavov, kinda. I don't know. That's so cool that they did that. I didn't hear. It's not him voicing the bard, is it? Could be, but I'm not sure about that. No, I'd like you to change the song.
Your wish.
Because I'm not hearing a song.
Etc. What song do you want?
You know, something nostalgic and gentle would be ideal.
Fantastic idea.
I don't think it's Borislav voicing.
Whole affair perfectly.
What song are you playing? Live Another Day. Nice. Okay, who to talk to next? Let's go. Let's go for Lae'zel.
Old friend.
Aww.
I thought slaying Vlaakith's hunters in the cliffs of Sword's Teeth might be the month's pinnacle. But I was wrong. Being right here, with you, is an infinitely greater pleasure.
Aww. I just thought she was going to hug us.
Were it not for you, I might not have known the value of partnership, connection. I found new allies now. New friends. People I
Aww.
trust and who trust me in return. We've heard word of a Githyanki outpost hidden deep in Chult, the last of Vlaakith's Sword Coast strongholds. We mean to slay every last Sarth and Kithrak. I thought perhaps you'd care to join us.
That's very interesting that even though we were like, pursue your own fate, that she's going to do that. So she's still fighting for Githyanki freedom. But sounds like just here in Faerun and not across the plains. I don't know if Gale will be amused if you said I'm in. We definitely get our husband to... Definitely get to persuade our husband, right? You know, I'm in. We set out within the 10-day.
You always did have a great fire in your belly. I'm glad to see you have kept it kindled. Now go, mingle while you can. That's the word, right? Mingle? There is plenty of time yet for slicing scalps and tasting blood.
Yeah, she seems so happy. It's so nice.
This is... nice. Yes. I think that's the right word for it.
If you still had the Githak by the end game, it will hatch if you had it in Lae'zel's inventory. Oh, that would have been so cool. Have to do that next playthrough. I mean, I promised to play again in a few months at Dark Urge, so then I will do that.
I know my charm is intoxicating, but let's not be poor company. Go, have fun. I promise I'll stay out of trouble for one evening.
I thought we could maybe tell him something about our Githyanki adventures. Astarion, my favorite vampire spawn.
Hello, darling. I wasn't sure our withered old friend could live up to his promise. But here we are. And you're looking more delicious than ever, if you don't mind me saying. Whatever you've been doing with your time, it clearly worked wonders.
You know, you can thank Gale for that. Being with him has been a blessing.
Love is a powerful tonic. And where better to celebrate our good fortune? An old haunt with old friends.
Astarion seems really happy, right? Yeah. You know, the last time I saw you, you were running from the sun. What happened?
Exactly what I feared. Without the protection of our little friends, I was just an ordinary spawn again. Burning in the sun. I fled the dock and found refuge in the shadows until night fell. I'm sorry I didn't seek you out that night. I felt... ashamed. Like I'd lost everything just as you claimed your victory. I didn't want you to see me like that. But time lent perspective. It wasn't your victory, it was ours. And for all I'd lost, I'd gained so much more. I had freedom, strength, a whole new life. And it was time to live it.
He's so positive.
I've taken a
Nice.
turn as an adventurer and hero.
What?
It turns out no one actually cares about murder, as long as you murder the right people. And apparently I'm rather good at it.
Great. I wouldn't have imagined. Astarion, one of the good guys. Who would have thought?
Let's not get carried away, darling. I'm still me. Perhaps more me than I've ever been.
So, what's next for you? Going to keep living the good life?
Hardly. Good people don't spend as much time lurking in the dark as I do. You know, it's funny. At first, I thought I was trapped by the shadows, cursed to live in them forever. But in time, I realized that darkness is as much a part of me as my fangs. This is only a curse as long as I refuse to embrace the shadows. So, I decided I would. I
Nice.
decided not to be defined by the choices other people made, by what other people did to me. My past may be done, but my present, my future, they're mine.
I'm so happy to hear that.
Is who I am.
It really sounds
in all my
therapeutic.
glory, for better and for worse.
You know, I'm really glad to hear this. Acceptance looks quite good on you.
That being said, I haven't completely given up on returning to the sun.
Ah,
If the opportunity presented itself, well, I wouldn't say no. But until then, I am happy.
nice.
We've had quite the journey, you and I. From the moment I first threatened you, I knew you were someone special. Someone to take on the world with. I will miss our time together. But then again, maybe this isn't goodbye. So much as it's, see you later, darling.
See you later, darling. Nice. That's perfect. I think I couldn't have wished for a better epilogue.
You made it! Now the revelry can truly begin.
And yeah, I know I said that for 1,000th time. It's hard to follow.
Ah, my dear friend, it's been an age, has it not? You're looking very well indeed.
And you look completely unchanged.
I'll be very pleased to see I found my way here, despite my invitation getting lost in the post.
Nice. Sure, Volo. Your invitation got lost. You know, it's wonderful to see you, Volo. How have you been?
Busy as ever. Better that than the reverse, wouldn't you say? Every major publishing house on the Sword Coast has been vying for my upcoming book on the subject of our adventures together. I've gotten quite good at replicating your signature, so you needn't even bother with the release form. You might help me with the title, though. I'm considering The Hero and Me. What do you think?
What I would give for self-confidence, like Volo. Sounds very... It doesn't sound as pompous as I thought it would be from Volo, right? You can do better, can't you?
Oh, terribly sorry, but you mistake me, my friend. I'm only accepting complimentary feedback at this time. Perhaps
I have to remember
once
that
the
line.
manuscript is finished, you'd even be willing to write a foreword? Or better yet, I'll write a draft and you can just sign your name. Better still, I'll sign it for you. Ah, your success
Wow.
really has been wonderful for my reputation.
Oh
But
gosh.
you mustn't let me hog your attention all night, my friend. You've many friends to chat to, and I'd love to listen in.
Never change, Volo. Never change. Oh gosh. Hassan!
It's
You
good
would
to
think
meet
someone of my vintage would be inured to the passage of time. Yet these past 6 months have seemed endless without your company.
Oh,
But now our paths cross once more.
it's very cute. Has a really nice armor. Or, well, coat, I guess. The feeling's mutual. I've missed you, Hassan.
We have all pined for each other's company, I sense. I cannot imagine otherwise after what we shared. That bond was forged in a crucible that can never be stoked again, Oak Father willing. It is a bond that can weather any distance, any passage of time. I know it can.
for I feel the longing for old friends in my heart each day.
Oh, you're such a sad person. You know, you sound like you need a hug.
I always do.
Can we do more hugs?
Should I ever decline, assume a doppelganger has taken my place.
Oh boy. That's too soon to joke about it. Aww. Very cute.
That was more than worth the wait.
You can say that again.
That was more than worth the wait? Oh, I suppose you didn't mean that literally. Now, we have much to catch up on. Do not allow me to ramble on. I am eager to hear all you've been doing.
True, Lae'zel wasn't even interested in what we did, right? You first, Elson. I want to hear about the life you've made, the people you've helped.
In that case, very well. Our community grows rapidly. In 6 months, we have turned what was once a shadowy wasteland into a true home for all. In another 6 months, I would wager the scars of the past will be entirely invisible, even to those who remember them. The old masonry of Moonrise Towers and Rythwin have been repurposed into new homes, and the land is rich with harvests and bountiful trees. Nature and civilization are in harmony, stronger together.
You know, it really sounds wonderful.
It is, truly. Though a more complex, evolving beast than I could ever have anticipated. I spoke often of balance before. Only now do I realize the balance is no simple, fixed thing. We welcome folk from all walks of life. Anyone who wishes for a new start. Naturally, it can be chaotic at times, but it is a thrilling sort of chaos. It thrives in ways I could never have dreamed of.
It's just so amazing to see them all so happy. You know, I think I'll need to see this place for myself.
You are welcome whenever you like, and for however long you please. Now, please, tell me all, and spare no details. I shall not lie. I have an ulterior motive in wishing to hear all. It is the children, you see. My charges.
Stories for them.
Appetite for bedtime tales is greater than I could ever have anticipated. Another story, Daddy Halsin. Another is the chorus that greets me each nightfall.
Daddy
I've
Halsin.
exhausted my repertoire in but a few short months. No mean feat given the lifetime I have lived. I desperately need new material, please. My reputation is at stake.
Oh no. I mean, we are Bard. We are all about tales. You know, alright. Let me see what I have.
I am all ears. Though I never cared for that phrase. A rather unsettling image.
The truth may be a little flat, so Garon decides to spice it up just a little. Ah, DC 10. Nice.
You are truly incapable of disappointing. The children shall be wrapped, and have no fear. All due credit shall be given to the tale's originator. Now, it would be cruel of me to hoard you all to myself for the evening, as much as I would like to. I shall leave you to the others for now, unless there was anything else.
We could ask for another hug. But of course we have more questions. You know, tell me about Thania and Oliver. Do you see much of them?
Quite often. They come and go as they please, but with so many playmates to avail of, they are far from strangers. They ask after you often. What you did for them will never be forgotten. I can see it in the land all around me. But more importantly, I see it in their faces whenever they visit.
Ah.
To make a child smile is to dabble with the power of gods, as far as I'm concerned.
Also nice that they decided to stay split, so to accept the changes. Also sounds like a nice ending. I'm curious, still partial to roaming in bear form, I take it.
I spend half my days in ursine form. The children demand it. I had a score of them taking turns riding upon my back just days ago. I'm glad they are so comfortable with the Oakfather's creations. But they must learn that not all are as amiable as I am. A lesson for another time, though. They deserve some joy. As for roaming, that impulse has dwindled, I must admit. Perhaps because I have found where I am meant to be.
It also really sounds like leaving the grove was a good idea for him. You know, you seem more settled than I expected of you. I thought that was against your nature.
As did I, but somehow I feel like I no longer need to roam. That I have found something worthy laying roots for. Amazing what can be discovered about oneself, even at a ripe old age.
Oh, you. Wasn't he just like 200 years old or something? That's not that old for an elf. One last question. What of the grove? Do you stay in touch?
On occasion, but I prefer not to interfere. Francesca of the High Forest is Archdruid now, and by all accounts, she has proven to be a steady and wise influence. Even Korga may yet find true balance, thanks to her influence.
Nice. Just very nice that she's just mentioned. Ah, come on, let's go for another hug. May I have another hug?
By all means.
Since we didn't have them during the game, we have to take them all. Aww.
I could get used to this.
Me as well.
Before you go, I have something for you. Just a little keepsake, really. Do you remember how I told you I like to whittle? I made this.
Ah, nice. What is it?
Ducks are my favorite, but I thought they were particularly fitting in this case. They are migratory birds, of course, traveling far and wide with the turn of the seasons. Yet, they always find their way back to where they belong. Just like old friends find themselves back in each other's company.
Oh, Halson is so sappy. It's lovely. Thank you, Halson.
Just a token to remember me by. Now, I've taken up enough of your time. Go on. Enjoy the festivities. We can speak again later.
A very huge ducky. Nice. So, Jahira. I also have to say, the epilogue is way longer than I expected so far. And I'm not complaining at all. I love it.
Well now, you can make yourself presentable when you have a mind to.
That's how you greet me. I can also say that. What kind of greeting is that? Well, that makes one of us.
Oh, forgive me. I am simply excitable. It is good to be out under an open sky once more. My first, since the reconstruction began. We left quite a mess behind. But the city begins to look something like itself once more. Same twisting alleys for purse pickers. Same wooden buildings ready to get burnt by next year's dragon. Same cisterns overflowing. Huh.
Sounds like fun. So, what are the harpers up to?
What else? Helping. whether I ask for it or no. Harpers have come from half the world over to lend aid. Farmers, masons, healers. My own son, Jord, has been wooed to their ranks. Already he plans crop cycles in Worm's Crossing.
Nice.
Not so for my daughter. Ryan's rejoined the Flaming Fist. Temporarily, you understand. To organize the craftsmen. Though she spends more time locking up comrades for pocketing aid funds.
Oh boy.
They might learn a thing or two if they don't expel her. Again.
You must be proud of them.
I suppose I am. Though they seem determined to make me redundant. Mistake me not. There is still much to be done. Plans to make, maps to be frowned over. But my children are more than capable of doing it. Even the young ones tire of me peeking over their shoulders. This night offers them a brief respite from me, at least. And this place, now I look at it, it is where you all spent your first night together, no?
True.
A fine spot for an adventure to begin.
The usual camp, and she never was there.
Fine spot indeed.
You know, do you have an adventure in mind?
Just a little wander, perhaps. To stretch the legs. I'll find my way back. As I always do. I admit defeat. Baldur's Gate is... But that is the thing about home. The only way to see it clearly is to leave. And look back. For a little while, at least. For all your travels, I hope you have arrived where you want to be. Home. Whatever that means to you.
Aww. You know, it's simple. My home is with Gale.
Ah, sentiment. With the greatest affection, I can think of better ways to sour our stomachs. I must inspect the refreshments. You'll never know. Some ne'er-do-well might have tampered with the wine.
Who would do that, Jahira? Who would put something into the wine? Let's say truth serum. I don't know. Okay.
Cool, fresh air. By the living gods, I needed it.
Okay, we still have Will, Minsk, and Karlach. Let's just ask for some more music. I don't know, it always keeps stopping.
I told you our friend was near.
What?
Greetings, O cultured adventurer. What can I do you for?
I mean,
Your wish is
go for
mine,
another song.
etc. What song do you want?
Can you play, you know, a pretty song, reminiscent of taverns and tales?
Very well. Be on your way, make merry, and music shall follow you.
Oh, which song is that? Epilogue Baldur. Nice. Have it without the lyrics.
Goodness has a keen eye for a nice vintage. Why were we scrounging in barrels and crates for supplies when he could source these? But I remember one evening when we had to eat 14 apples, some fish heads, and a stale loaf of bread just to get by.
I love it. Very true, though.
There you are, my friend. Breathe deep. Can you smell it?
Interesting armor. Garon breathes deeply and takes in the scents around him. Fox cunning. Yes.
You take in every scent the night breeze carries. Sweet honeysuckle, tender violets, and an earthy fragrance you can't quite recognize.
I smell fragrant flowers and a mysterious accent I can't quite place.
Forest trees draped in moss. Bittersweet, smoky,
and that faintest hint of vanilla. A far cry from the rancid Avernus heat that's been clogging my lungs. I swear,
6
Karlach and
months
I
there.
have felled enough Cambions to build a fortress with their horns. Who'd have thought that just one of those fiends held the key to escaping Avernus for good? One of them sported a map and some blueprints. If you want all the gory details, Karlach can fill you in.
Oh, do they have something to help Karlach? Oh, we definitely have to ask about that. You know, I've missed traveling with you. You were a pleasure to be around.
I've missed you too. The rush of battles we fought, the heart-to-hearts, the nights around the fire, the comfort of knowing I didn't face the unknown alone. If I had to do it all over again, and I'd rather not, to be clear, I can't imagine not having you at my side.
Aww. So, how have you been faring without your warlock powers?
I think the splinters I made out of the last bone devil I saw speak for themselves. Not to pat myself too hard on the back, but I'm not such a bad ranger if I do say so myself.
So, have you had any time to visit your father?
I've seen him more than a few times, and he's as proud of me as I am of him. He's leading the city's renewal, opened the gates to all newcomers, rebuilt the council from scratch. And he's back in his element, commanding the Flaming Fist with brave heart and no shortage of empathy. The likes of Gortash can bend people's minds with a few chosen words. No tadpole needed. Bane's Chosen primed the Fist for a war they weren't meant to win. He convinced them there was an assassin hiding in every shadow, that cruelty was the correct answer to crisis. With a few exceptions, fathers pardoned every last fist. If my forgiveness not be Tyr's will, so be it. I shall forgive them all the same. His words, not mine. He still believes in the bow and the blade, but with Floric's help, he's teaching the Fist a new lesson. Valor is found not in the wounds you inflict, but in the lives that you have bettered.
Oh yeah, that sounds way better.
Take it to heart.
Let's hope that.
Well, that's enough hell talk for the moment. The night's young. You shouldn't go wasting it. Or wasting any of the wine for that matter. I plan on downing half a bottle myself. Did I say half a bottle? I meant half a dozen.
It is interesting that really just some of them ask you about how you fared. Not all of them. Karlach! My heart tiefling.
Shit. Oh my gods! He wasn't kidding. Withers, you mad bastard! You brought me back!
Aww.
Soldier. It's really you. I've missed you, man. Like, I've really missed you. And you're so clean.
So, how have things been in Avernus?
War's a dirty business, soldier. It's been exactly how you'd think. But having Will around has been incredible. Fucker's even better at killing devils than yours truly. We don't have much time to chat, but just knowing he's there makes all the difference. Oh, but hey, guess what we found?
Hey, tell me.
Cambion dropped a map with directions and blueprints for Zariel's own private forge. A fucking forge! Our current plan is to get in, grab a smith, and force him to fix old Rusty.
Nice.
Or maybe give me a brand new model that can live outside of Avernus. You haven't seen the last of old Karlach yet, soldier.
Ah, finally a happy ending. That's so nice. I'm so glad to hear you might be able to fix your heart. You must be so happy.
Trying not to count my owlbears before they've hatched. But the thought of coming back to Baldur's Gate keeps me going. Can I look you up when I'm out?
What? Of course. You had better, or I'll hunt you down myself.
Hey, that would be kind of fun, though. High stakes hide and seek. Honestly, I'd be curious to see if you could land a blow or two.
Oh, we are on.
Gods, is it good to see you again. To be here, together. Hard not to get used to it all over again. This won't be the last time. I promise.
Nice. Ah, amazing. Unfortunately, I think that was all our companions. Ah, but there are things lying around. Baldur's Mouth Gazette. Edition 259. Criminals consolidate. Guild uses rebuilding efforts to expand power. Absolute emergency over, declares Fist. Last illithids routed from the sewers. Baldur's Mouth editor resigns. Links to Gorge's regime unfounded. Yeah, sure, they weren't in the cahoots. Cerestus raconteur Raphael reported dead. Okay. Black markets, black magic. Devil's Fees goods still unaccounted for. Nice that they considered killing Helsing. Selûnite outpost decimated by unknown assailants. Now protected by the sword of Selûne, Dame Aelin. Nice. That banker deposed at Counting House. Let's see if there are anything more to read. Oh, quite a few. 233. 6 months since the assassination of Archduke Gortash. Witnesses encounter vampire spawn and live to tell the tale. Oh nice, it worked out. Small Sun. To a new district built by Elturian refugees. Geneva House to host evening of art and culture, celebrating salvation of city. New Bardic School. Tiefling founder secures Upper City's founding. Nice, Alfira did it! Last holdout cultists cleared from Temple of Baal. Olotham's Gendarme's Guide to Baldur's Gate. About 6 contributors to newest edition. Iron Throne wreckage continues to block shipping lanes. Complain merchants. Settlers bound for lands upriver amid claims curse is lifted. Business boom. Take your troubles to the House of Grief. Oh no. There are also letters in the chest. Oh nice. Storm's army dispersed from Baldurian borders. 6 months on. Ramazov's tower without its wizard. Fresh stock. An interview with the new master of Ramazov's tower. Interesting. I really hope that Roland and his siblings are doing fine. I harper no more. Hero Druid goes to ground. Report. Stone Lord killed by beloved ranger. Which is kinda odd, cause it's the same person. Almond cakes of Avernus. Alturian refugees and owners of city's newest cafe share their recipe. Nice. Okay, chest of grateful words. Oh, nice. Yeah, I would say we read them or one by one. Official guild letter. To the Hero of Realms. We have followed your adventure closely, from the day you fell from that doomed Nautiloid to the final blow you struck to the Netherrain as it loomed over the Sword Coast. We are but a humble guild who pride themselves in telling stories, not unlike the tales to be written of you for many years to come. How inspired we have been to witness your feats, awesome and terrible, the lives you saved and sundered, the friendships you found. Thus, we thought to extend a greeting, to thank you for adventuring with such creative determination, such panache, enough to touch the hearts of each of our number. With deepest gratitude, the Guild of Great Genius. It's kind of like a letter from Larian, isn't it? This is so much more in-depth than expected. I'm so happy. Me too. I love it. It's so cool how many things you can find out about the state of the world and... letter from Art. What? Art Color, that's the guy we helped in the Shadow Curse Lands, with the loot and everything. To an old acquaintance. I write to you from the sunny porch of the Last Light Inn. A light breeze blows now and then. People are milling in and out. Builders, visitors, the children of all ages in Helsing's care. I can no longer hold a quill or eat without assistance. A kind friend is transcribing this for me. Thaniel, rejoined with Oliver, has promised to be with me when the end comes, and as our old days drift on the wind, Even louder, I know I have mere days left. But I do not fear. It's not for your help, this land would still be shrouded in darkness, and I still be lost within it. Know that my heart is full and happy, and I am grateful for my last moments. Do visit someday, and if you have time to stop by an old Flaming Fist grave, I know I'd love to see you. Art color. Oh, it's kind of bittersweet, but nice. Just confused that Halcyon said they didn't join. Or maybe it's not like joined in one person as one entity, but like just joined with a friend. Letter from Valeria. Oh, our favorite drunken elephant. Salutations. I'm writing to request your help on a mysterious case that has arisen since our little Barlish bash a half a year ago. Regrettably, I have to take credit for dispelling the Barcode cult. In your absence, you understand. And I'm working on routing the remaining Barders from our fair city, with the newly promoted Blaze de Vela Fountainhead in tow, of course. Nice that she got promoted. This has made me a target. A false document bringing my name into dispute has been made public, and a leached unpaid bar tab at the Elf Song. If you happen to be passing through with a bundle of coin, perhaps you can persuade management of my obvious innocence. Much obliged. Investigator Valeria, Sleuth of Helm. P.S. Any advice on getting Barless blood out of your clove? My hat's not been the same since the murder tribunal. Wow, basically asking us for money. Nothing more. Letter from Ravengard. Hero of Baldur's Gate, vanquisher of the Absolute, the city is forever in your debt, for without your valor, your audacity, your sacrifice, I would not know renewal. It is not temples and inns and homes that I speak of, but hearts. Baldur's Gate can never be the city it was before. It suffered... Wait. Baldur's Gate can never be the city it was before it suffered the Absolute's touch. And that is as it should be. The survivors have borne witness to their home's near destruction. They have come to regret turning a blind eye to the cruelty God has disguised as safety and security. And they understand, just as I have come to understand, that trust, compassion, and unity are the foundation of Baldur's Gate. Our gates are open once more to the disowned and displaced. The Flaming Fists will learn to be true servants of the people. And I will devote myself to ridding the gate of the shameful fears that allowed evil to enter our homes and sit at our tables. Yours, Alder Ravengard. Sounds like a very nice future for the city. Oh, letter from Arabella. Hey you, it's Arabella. You remember me, right? Bone Moment once said I needed to find balance. Where creation meets ruin, where morning meets midnight, the root of all being. Fancy talk. He was right though. After I touched that idol in the grove, it was like a big tree started to grow in my head, and all these weird thoughts and feelings and powers sprouted on it like branches, like big black leaves. I had to figure out myself, so I followed the weave, like Bowman said. I don't know how I knew what to do, I just did. After you squished the brain, Beardman showed up. Said the weave led him to me, and me to him. He's teaching me how to make sense of all those leaves on my head tree. He says I need to use magic responsibly. He also says not to call him Beardman. I'll let you know how it goes. Ah. I wonder if that's too far a stretch, if Beardman connected to with the weave might be Elminster. On the other hand, Elminster is like very clearly a wizard and not a druid. Letter from Edward. Small extract from a self-published polemic tabloid. A note is attached at the top. I will not be silenced. Edward was like the chief of the Open Mouth Gazette, wasn't he? Or am I confusing people? Needling with Edward. Friends, Baldurians, my people, consider our loss, our lauded and benevolent patriarch maimed, our great upper city libraries demolished, the very beating heart of our great city, the right to speak freely, dead upon the cobbles. Do you not see, my friends? Lord Gortash, formerly our greatest bulwark against the Absolute, is now smeared as a collaborator. His allies and colleagues tossed aside. Former publications of repute turning to censorious farces. I ask you. The pamphlet continues in much the same fashion. Nice. Also weird that he's writing us. Letter from Arash. Oh. Oblodora. My friend, no, my darling. Greetings from Menzoberranzan, where the blood ye so kindly traded me is ready to play its part in resurrecting the glorious house Oblodora. From the moment I saw you, I knew you had power. And I knew that I could harness it. I knew that it could be mine. Soon, I will descend into the abyss my people call the Claw Rift, searching for my lost house in its depths. Will it be dangerous? Oh yes, most dangerous. But don't fear, darling. Your strength will see me through. I will find the ruins of my house, and when I emerge again, it will be as the matron mother of a house reborn. All thanks to you. All thanks to the power in your blood. Until we meet again, my darling. Arash Oblodora, master of the sanguine arts. Gosh, what did we unleash? Going into the abyss. Oh boy. Letter from Sebastian. Oh, that was one of the vampire spawn Astarion lured in. After so long in a vampire cell, I'd almost forgotten how to write. Never mind what to write. But what can you say to the person who unlocked your cage and gave you your life back? Or gave us some kind of life, at least. After you killed Cazador and opened our cells, we fled into the Underdark. There were thousands of us, a ravenous wave, mad with freedom, out for our blood. And gods, did we find blood. We swarmed every monster and unfortunate in our path, drinking what we could. We lost hundreds along the way, some to beasts, but most just disappeared into the dark. It wasn't easy, but eventually Cazador's house spawn calmed us into control. They found some old ruins we could call home, and we've been there ever since, building new lives for ourselves. We are not free down here. The dark will chain us forever, but we aren't the prisoners we were once either. And that's thanks to you. You looked in our cages and saw people, not monsters. And here, down in the shadows, we're trying to live up to that. Thank you, now and forever, Sebastian. I definitely think freeing them was the right decision. And it's so cool to read all of this. Letter from Floric. Dear friend, I doubted you for so long. Perhaps you knew that already, in spite of my best attempts. You proved yourself time and again. At Wookeen's Rest, in Moonrise Towers, in Worm's Rock. And I still doubted. Yeah, I knew that, Floric, when you confronted me, cause of will. The Netherbrain's defeat should have proven your courage. Yet, I was more doubtful than ever. This was a ruse, a dream, a trick. And that one eve, from the elf song, I heard it. Singing. A raucous lute, tuneless, drunken refrain. I'd never heard anything more terrible and more beautiful. I raised my voice and joined the chorus. That was the moment all my doubts melted away and were replaced with something more valuable. Hope. Baldur's Gate will be whole again. I might have doubted you, but you never did. With profound admiration, Floric. Aww, like a fan letter. Letter from the girl. To the spawn Astarion. Greetings from the family of Ulma, hunters of monsters and keepers of peace across Faerun. We know this letter finds you well, for although we hunt you no longer, we do sometimes keep watch. Your restraint and control over your bloodlust have been admirable. Nice. Indeed, it has been an inspiration for our children who have struggled with their own hunger. These last months have been a difficult time for our people. We have protected and nurtured our children as best we can, and we have learned much. Herbs we once used to dull our foes' minds are now sedatives to ease hunger and pain. Restraints built to hold the undead now protect them from themselves. There has been... Okay, Kyla. There has been a lot of pain, but a lot of progress too. Our children learned discipline and control, while we learned compassion and patience. There was a time when we would have destroyed any undead creature, our own blood or not, and called it a mercy. But then, we met you. We saw the redemption was possible. Difficult, yes. Painful, but possible. You saved our children, first from Cazador and then from us. For that, we thank you. We will watch you still, but with more admiration than fear. Walk in peace, Astarion. Oh, that's so nice. I'm tearing up all the time in this epilogue. That's such a nice letter. And really nice that it actually helped them to accept their children. Oh boy. Letter from Elvira! Hello friends. I'm sorry it was so long, but I have the most amazing news. You know how Lacrissa was working insane hours at the Elfsong Tavern? Well, she woke me up one morning, all excited, and told me she had a surprise for me. She took me to a house in the lower city that had a plaque hanging up outside it. A plaque with your and Liala's names on it, and School of Music beneath. Aww, that's so cute. I burst into tears. I couldn't believe it. It's the cutest house you've ever seen, with a big open space downstairs and a small loft where we can sleep. We're spread of it, and before I knew, I had a room packed with trainee bards from Candlekeep to Waterdeep. Lacrissa had to quit the Elfsong to help out. I'm teaching night and day and fall into bed utterly exhausted every night, and I've never been happier. Do come and visit sometime. We'd love to have you. Lots of love, Elvira. Oh, that was so far probably the nicest letter for me. Letter from Barkus. To whom it may concern. Withers gave me this address and said I could consider writing. Well, I considered it. Return address included. Best, Barkus Root. Wow. Remember at the windmill? Well, if we meet again, we will have met again. Definitely fitting that theme. Oh, Demon. Hey there. Would you mind passing this on to Karlach? Thanks, Emil. Karlach, if you're reading this, you're alive. One way or another, you found a way. Thank the gods. I think of you often, wondering what's become of you. Write to me, won't you? Please. Yours faithfully, Demon. Oh, that's a cute one. Helminster. Ah. Gale, my boy. I can only apologize for my absence from Withers' gathering. As you know, only the most urgent of business would keep me from indulging myself in his excellent taste in sweetmeats, and your esteemed company, of course. I was delighted to hear that you came to your senses with regards to that cursed crown, and delighted yet further when I learned that the orb's malingering presence no longer poses any threat. In that sense, I hope you feel Mishra treated you fairly. I hear you've been dabbling in a spot of education. A noble profession indeed, and no doubt after your adventures you've plenty of wisdom to share. If I might offer a modicum of my own, keep your head sharp, your heart kind, and your larder stocked. After all, one never knows when an old friend might drop by. Elminster. Devin has a crush on Karlach, so sweet. Yeah, definitely. Ah, so one from Nocturne. I think, can it be that all of our companions get one? Nocturne. Dear Shadowheart, I hope that you are happy and well. I must keep this short, as I remain surrounded by Shard's followers at almost every waking moment in my new enclave. I ideally wish for you to enjoy your night spent with old friends, and I hope that you and I shall share such a reunion. I know it must seem strange for me to dwell on such heretical thoughts, yet I cannot help myself. Perhaps one day I shall find some measure of the bravery that you did, and walk away from this life. Until then, I shall keep safe and hold memories of you as my one ember of light amid an ocean of darkness. Until we find each other once again, yours always, Nocturne. Aww. Also very cute. I really hope she manages to get free. Letter from Boss. The Yankee script, Tirsu, adorns one side of the page. The other is written in the common tongue. Shellac. Orpheus may not be with us, but the comet shines ever bright. Breath by breath, battle by battle, Blakev's death draws nearer. I've taken to the astral plane, slaughter all who must be slaughtered, and spread the air's truths to every possible ear, willing and unwilling. Many Githyanki have already taken up arms as warriors of the comet. Others have remained in their enclaves or traveled to crashes, dedicating themselves to our cause as scribes, spies, and slate scholars. But our allies do not all call themselves children of Gith. Zareth Menya our Gith, the Githzerais God King, has requested an audience. There was a time I would have thought such a coalition unspeakable. But with the Githzerai at our sides, not even the full force of Kithraki could stop us. If Blakev is to fall, perhaps the two skies must once again be made one. Voss, Revkal Theophius, Knight of the Comet. That's very cool that the Githzerai ally with part of the Githyanki. Could be nice. I don't know if that's something that could work out, because they are very divided. Definitely interesting. Letter from Hope. Nice. I had a dream last night. Not that there are any nights here, or any days. It was a dream about you, all of you, and you were here with me, and I had served bread and jam and oat crackers and cheeses and enough tea to quench a dessert. You nibbled and sipped and smiled and laughed, and you asked if I was happy. Nobody has asked that for so long that I don't know if anyone has ever asked at all. I didn't have the words to answer, so instead I led you through my house and showed you all the souls that are here with me. They were Raphael's once, but now they only belong to themselves. The archive is an art gallery, the boudoir is a grand kitchen, and the dungeon is a refuge for any wounded soul or creature that finds its way to us. Oh, it's so nice. It's truly a house of hope and hells. Am I happy? I don't know, but I am hope, and I persist because of you. Ah. Letter from Mayrina. Oh, there's no letter from Roland or Nightsong or Isabel. That's sad. Letter from Mayrina. Thought I'd reach out first for once. I finally had my baby, a beautiful boy. I can't believe I ever thought of giving him up. He screams his head off half the night and I've barely slept, but I'm the happiest I've ever been. Other than my wedding day, of course. I decided to name him Connor, after his dad. With Ethel gone, myself and some other hag survivors have started our own publishing house. We've only printed a few pamphlets so far, but I'm halfway through my first book. Me, an author! It's like something out of a dream. Mind you, it's all about how to kill hags, but you know what they say, right? What you know. With every pamphlet we publish, more people show up to our support groups. As happy as that makes me, it breaks my heart to see how much harm Ethel did. But so long as I live, another hag won't set foot into Baldur's Gate. You have my word. Anyway, the reason I'm writing isn't just to talk your ear off. It's to say thank you for saving a scared young girl who thought she'd be a terrible mother. I couldn't have been more wrong. Next time we meet, pins are on me. Mayrina. It's also very nice because she really did like such a turn. She was so almost horrible when meeting her first, and she really made herself. I wish we could play as a Githzerai, hopefully learn as them in game. Maybe with a definitive edition when it comes. Letter from Nine Fingers. I'm not much for leaving my city, but it does gladden a girl's heart to be asked at the ball. So I thank you for that much. In my place, except a few casks of fine vintage that managed to roll their way down from the upper city in all the commotion. The rebuilding has given rise to many such happy opportunities, worth discussing over a more civilized drink in my guild hall, if you find yourself at a loose end. Enjoy the Mac, and see if you can get the High Harper to sing. You won't be disappointed. NF. 9 Fingers. And last but not least, letter from Zevlor. I hope my penmanship has improved somewhat in the past months. When I first stumbled into the city, I shook so badly that I could scarcely hold the soup the priest pressed into my hands, let alone write and thank you as you deserve. It is only when the city itself began to shake that I felt my hands grow still. Along with the other veterans sheltering at the temple, the scars of Elturel's unworthy legions, I watched the monstrosity rise over the city. We felt no fear, only anger, disgust, purpose, and with it, power. I do not know what oath we cling to now, or how long it will last, but we shall use it to ensure that this city will not suffer as Elturel did, whether it wants us or not. It is more than thanks alone I owe. No word can make amends for what I did to my people, but that is as it should be. More come to the temple every day to aid in the relief efforts, and if I am permitted to work alongside them, then I am content. Come see us when you can. Zevlor. Ah, that was so nice. So many nice letters. I'm just missing one from Isabel, Aelin, and Roland. And I have to say, I am surprised that we don't get any from Aelin and Isabel. I mean, they even travel with us. Hey, Minsk, you're the last.
Boo! We are not dreaming. It is our old friend.
It's definitely good to see you too, Minsk.
Oh, and it is good to be seen. Oh, after so many days down in the dark, Minsk began to wonder if he was some blind bug who had only dreamed himself to be large and bulksome. You will forgive the aroma, I hope. We were not expecting the Dusty One to open a portal to our very cell.
Wait, what?
Who had a moment to lick himself clean, but there is a little too much of Minsk to cover.
Probably also hard to reach. You were in a cell. What for?
Minsk and Boo have been helping, of course. We guard the streets, while Jaheira is occupied with harperish matters. The Zentarum rule the city's underbelly, so Minsk and Boo went to give them a tickle. There were harsh words, battle cries, some manner of head wound. We awoke in a Zentish cell, awaiting trial by noble combat. Execution, says Boo.
Oh boy.
I am not sure of the difference.
Oh boy.
It is a long walk to the gallows, and Minsk still has his fists, no?
You have more luck than anything, my friend. You know, it sounds like Withers got you out just in time.
In ample time indeed. So long as the Bone Mage returns us to our cell by dawn, Boo would not be late to the bloodshed. But leave such
Maybe let's
matters
don't
for
do
the
that.
morn. Tonight is for celebration and the telling of tales. How have you filled your days since we tore this sticky tyrant from the sky?
Yeah, absolutely. Minsk being Minsk. You know, just living my life. Now I found someone to live with.
Aha, the lovebirds still nest together then? Minsk is glad. For what is life without a companion? Though I am thinking yours does not sit on your shoulders, eh? Ah,
Rather seldom.
That is none of Minsk's business. There is much merriment to be made before the night is done. Go and greet the others. Minsk shall make himself presentable. Ah, this pond shall do nicely, Boo. Though I see no soap. So you shall have to blow the bubbles for me.
Okay, have fun.
Know some of my favorites, unless my taste in music is antique.
I think unfortunately that's it for the party. We talked to everyone, it was amazing. I definitely want to try out if we can mention the letters, but I don't think so.
I know my charm is intoxicating, but let's not be poor company. Go, have fun. I promise I'll stay out of trouble for one evening.
Nope. So,
Cool, fresh air.
end your adventure. It hurts to do that once again, but I think we are at the end. But what a nice epilogue this was. Ooh. Ooh, spell scrolls. Let's loot. I don't need them, but still. Oh, well, this doesn't say anything. Waller's Guide to Baldur's Gate. Signed. For my adventurous muse, Our fates are bound, my wisdom vast, I dearly hope our kinship last. Deepest affections, all of them to Dam, poet, artist, savant, etc. A poorly drawn map of the city is captioned in flamboyant script. What follows is the most thorough and accurate account of the city and people of Baldur's Gate, the sordid gem of the Sword Coast. An editor's note in crimson ink follows. V. This volume is startlingly accurate, save for the nonsense about the Black Dragon Gate. It is not alive, no matter how many vagrant hags claim otherwise. Commission someone else to draw the map. E. Nice. Anything else? The Book of Willing Souls. We need a list of Baldurians and the deaths that befell them. Beneath, an annotation from Withers. Souls snuffed out in the battle from Baldur's Gate. Perhaps some might deign to return, should their city ever have need again. Saverin Ortholo, crushed by a falling roof as he held the door for others to flee. Nancy D, charged a mind flayer that entered her granddaughter's room, died with her second best scissors in its eye. Borelli Quickflint brought a Nautiloid down over the bay. I wonder if there's something to the names. But yeah, it kind of sounds like the list of future hirelings, right? Is that a hint for a DLC? Ooh, Divine Odds. Do you see those? Those are golden D20s. Okay, Withers.
This one night is like any other, and yet different.
It was most special.
Thou art the savior of Baldur's Gate. Until such time it requires saving again. How dost thou feel?
I feel satisfied. I accomplished everything I wanted to do. It's just sad it ends.
I am pleased to hear it. The satisfaction of one's intention is, to my surprise, a rare accomplishment. Enjoy the revelry of the day. Thou deservest at least that much.
Interesting that he made his own cabin here. You know, I think I've caught up with everyone. So, what comes next?
What indeed? Prick up thy ears and listen.
Ooh.
The balance of the world restored. The balance of these lives, mortal and otherwise, brought to account.
He's drinking?
Hear me, thou heroes, wastrels, friends. I have waited long to tell you these words. It is over. For now. Thou played thy part in weaving the fabric of fate itself, but for every thread you sewed, so did the gods unravel another. Sleep, rest, revel, but be ready. For thou mayst yet be needed. Until we meet again, I wish thee every possible fortune, health, wealth, love, and above all, problems worth solving.
That's very emotional for Withers. To the greatest friends I could dream of.
To you.
What a nice party. And hey, Tara's up here. Oh my. That was such a blast. That was such a nice epilogue. I loved it. It was so nice having the closure, more interactions about the future with your companions once again. It was so nice. The hugging. The new kiss with Gale, seeing what they're all up to, the nice happy silver lining for Karlach, all the letters. Wow, I really, really loved it. Yeah. I won't repeat all the things I said in the at the end of the previous stream or Let's Play episode, depending on where you watch it. So, just repeat, what a game. Definitely the best game ever. I really hope they wish Game of the Year. If you haven't already and you're still watching, please go vote for them, both on Steam as well as for the Game Awards, because I think if anyone deserves that title, it's Larian and this game. I really hope they get it. Yeah, thanks for sticking around, for watching it with me, for playing, for chatting. You're the best. Love you, Friends of the Night, and it was an awesome journey with you.